All right, it's 7:02, so we've got a majority. Let's just begin. So this is Monday, March 21st, 2022, the Commission on Disabilities. A reminder that the meeting is being recorded. And as I indicated, we did not receive a host code, so we will be limited to some functionality. Lois, you're set for the pledge, so let's go ahead and do that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, it is 7:03, and I will call the meeting to order. Darcy will not be able to make it today. And I didn't hear from Janice. Oh, there she is. Okay, great. I can't see everybody real well. So, all right, so we are all here except for Darcy. And Jen, I see that you are here, so we want to recognize Jennifer McDonald as being present. And I'm sure you want to give us an update. I want to just thank you for everything that you've done. Like this whole thing would be lost without you. So I really do appreciate it. Yes, you've done a lot of things. You've taken a lot of things off our plate, and we really appreciate it.
You bet. I'll wait my turn though. Do your thing.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. This will do part of public participation. I don't even have the agenda in front of me, so we're just kind of going to wing it.
Okay, sure. I just wanted to give you an update on something really important. You are officially the Commission on Disabilities.
Hey, yay, yay, thank you.
All the processing and paperwork and whatever needed to be done. Steve Mayo let me know that it finally got done. So
that's awesome. Timing is impeccable, thankfully.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So everywhere I saw it, I updated it. I sent Sherry a new like agenda letterhead. I'm not sure if you use that, but she has that if you need it, or I can send it directly to you. If you happen to find anywhere else that it's still the old name, let me know and I'll update it for you. In terms of the tablecloth, so I spoke to Bob Sardella from Sardella Signs on Thursday because Lois let me know you guys hadn't seen a proof and I hadn't either. So it's a good thing because when I talked to him, he apparently was not able to open the files that I had sent the week before. And I didn't know that. So he sent me a new template, which is basically like what they use, the amount of space that they have to print, and you resize based on that. So I sent him new files in the format he asked for, and that was the 17th, which was Thursday. I haven't seen anything yet, but he knows the timing and knows that you guys are waiting for it. So I can follow up in a few days, but you might want to reach out to, maybe give him a call and ask if everything's on track, because ultimately this is your piece and you should see the proof and approve it.
Okay.
The last thing is, have you been seeing the Intelligent Lives RSVPs in your commission mailbox?
Yes, I actually set up a folder tonight to just move them over and drop them in because I wasn't seeing a lot of other emails as a result of that. So
okay,
I
can at any time just download a spreadsheet of all the entries. It's probably going to be a lot easier for you as you're getting closer to your date to be able to do check-in and stuff. So if you want, I can download it tonight and send it. And at any time, just email me and I'll send it to you. It looks like there's 19 entries now. I know that 2 of them are me. So there's about 17, and I know some of those folks were registering for themselves and others too.
Right. Okay. So on the entries, it said even though there's one email, it may have multiple people listed on there.
One of the questions is, are you registering for anyone else? And I know that a few folks had at least 1 or 2 other people on it if they were bringing family members or friends.
Okay.
And then you know that most people are just going to show up.
Yeah, I do, but maybe it will give us just a sense of.
Yeah, definitely.
So our next meeting is the 4th, Jen. So could you maybe print something out prior to that meeting and send it to me?
Yep, I'll put something in my calendar to do it on the 3rd so that you have a day to check your email. So April, is it April 4th?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I'll set a thing for like Sunday night, the 3rd,
Okay.
to
I mean, you
pull a
can
new
do it
one
on
and
your
send it to
work
you.
day of Friday, that you don't have to
That's
be
all right.
doing this on the weekend.
Every day is a work day.
It's awful, isn't it? I sympathize.
And then other than that, the posters are up in all the downtown kiosks. I don't know if anybody has been by them. They're up on the digital screens. We have digital screens in Town Hall, and there's one on the Common. And I actually made a slide for WCAT. I didn't know if you had done that already or thought of it, but
No,
they do
they
like
haven't.
ads almost rotating. So I just, while I
Right.
had the file open, I just made one. And
So,
that's all I got.
Common Town Hall and WCAT. Okay, great, thank you. See, those are the things I'm telling you that you have taken off our plate, and I very much appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
But I would follow up on the tablecloth just to.
Yes, I have that as a note to myself, and Levon, if you put that as an action to me, I'll do that this week.
Because he should send you like a PDF of what it would look like, just so you
yes,
can
okay,
yay or
and
nay.
I'll send it out to everybody. Well, we've pretty much decided what we want it to look like, so it's just a matter of making sure that that is what it is. Okay.
Do you want us to all of us also register so that we have a good count of who is going?
That would be great. I think some of us have already, but if you haven't, yeah, just try it out. We are, yeah, we are receiving emails to invitations that we've sent out. I've seen a couple whose names I don't recognize, so I don't know if those are folks that, are seeing it from the advertisement somewhere, but we've, well, let's go over the list while I've got it in front of me. So.
Okay, but I do have a question that according to Liz, maybe
Sure.
somebody could explain this to me. What is the difference between the Rotary and the Commission and the Chamber of Commerce? Aren't they both business related?
They are, but they are definitely two separate entities.
Right, and
Rotary's a club.
Rotary, yeah, Rotary is a club for community. I mean, most of the people in there own a business in the community, but it's also a like a philanthropy organization. They take on causes and do fundraising and things.
It's
And
a service
donate.
organization, like the Lions Club.
So I sent the invitation to my father, who's a member, and I asked him if he would bring it up, but I think I still think an invitation should go to the main email contact.
Right, and so let's, I know Lorna hit all the Chamber of Commerce. Did you do the Rotary, Lorna, or is that what you're asking?
No, that just came to mind as I was sitting here, because I had a question in my head before saying, what's the big difference between them? And then totally forgot to see if the Rotary or something that we should be sending out. To me, it was like, maybe we should be. But I I hadn't looked up any contact information.
Okay, so do you mind if I add you down for that?
All right. Yvonne, do you have a contact information on that? Or that was just to your dad then, huh?
I can get one.
Yeah, it might be.
Okay, if you want to get one, then I can send out something.
Sure.
Great, thank you.
So we've sent out to most of the surrounding, I think, disabilities, Melrose, Stoneham. Paula, I had you down for North Reading.
Yes, I reached out to them. The person who is listed there is no longer the president. There wasn't any emails on the website, and she wasn't able to give me a contact. So I had called the North Reading Town Hall, didn't get a response, and so I need to follow up. So I will
Okay,
do that.
don't, I mean, do what you can, don't go crazy. Lois, you were gonna hit,
I found out who is on the Rotary and Susan Bowering from the
oh,
head-
yes,
the travel agent. So you can get in touch with them, or I can
Holiday travel.
holiday travel.
right, so Lorna, it's I think her last name is spelled Bowering, Suzanne.
Yep.
BOW,
Ering.
Yeah.
And she's from Holiday Travel here in town.
Yes, and she's on that
Next
Yeah.
to Brothers.
next to Brothers.
Next to Brothers, right?
yeah, I know where it is.
Okay, so we've got, so Lois had communicated at the last meeting, there's no formal commission in Reading. The ADA coordinator is in Linfield. That is who their commission is. So I will, I've got a draft going to Linfield to their town manager. Linfield and Melrose are the only two towns that I haven't communicated to, and I'm really holding off on Melrose because I haven't heard back from Biddy and Bose, and I'd like to say in his email that, because we have potentially two businesses, the Whole Foods, correct, Paula? That's what Melrose as well.
Yep, I did. I just got confirmation from the store manager today and the names of who she's sending.
Okay, so Whole Foods is confirmed, great. All right, so I've got to follow up with Biddy and Bose because I haven't heard. And then Starbucks.
No word
No.
from them.
Okay, well, we go with what we have. Hopefully Biddy and Bose comes through and then we'll have two, and then that along with Jeff will be great. So Lorna's reached out to the Council on Aging. Obviously Jen is covering all the town social media. I reached out to the Northeast Voc. Mr. DeBerry responded back to me. His special ed director will be attending, and I did see that she signed up. Paula, you were going to do the Planning Board of Appeals and Housing Authority?
Yes.
Okay, no hurry, but I did the CPAC. They've got it on their website. As I mentioned, Lorna did all of the chambers. I reached out to David Hoff, who I had mentioned is from Melrose and on the Institute of Community Inclusion at UMass Boston. He responded to me. He is now the chair of their Melrose Commission on Disabilities. So he wants to connect and maybe do some collaboration, and I told him we would love to do that. So after this is done, we'll make an effort to do that.
Yeah. I sent out an invitation to the Commission on Disabilities of the City of Melrose.
Okay, so this gentleman then, I told him we were sending it separately, so you probably, it will reach him. As you probably saw on the front page of the item the other day, there was a piece. Thank you again, Jen McDonald. We should.
Marie, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I have the email for Lorna. It's
Okay.
for Sue at Holiday Travel. It's travel@holidaytravelwakefield.com. No spaces in there.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yep.
I know her personally from being on the WCAT board, so I can talk to her if you want.
Well, you can chat with her, Lois, and Lorna will send out the formal email, so that will be great.
Okay.
We also sent it to Steve Mayo's office on the town council. Unfortunately, and I think we knew this after we had chosen the date, we had realized that that's a meeting night for them, and because of the budget, that's, you know, he can't change it, but that's fine. Hopefully, I'm going to reach out to WCAT and see if they would be willing to do some press coverage. We cannot have it videotaped, but they could send a reporter to do a little write-up. And if not, we can do something after the fact as well.
Are they allowed to tape your panel discussion?
They probably could do that. Would you agree, Paula?
You need to unmute yourself, Paula. Can you unmute her?
I can't. I have no controls to do anything, so she'll.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think that would be great. I think that would be fine. I think we could probably even do the introductions. We just can't show the movie,
We just can't show the film.
but then we
Okay,
could do the panel as long as all the people on the panel are okay with that. I don't see why not.
Okay, then we'll probably, I wonder if we'll have to get anything in writing from the individuals, you know, the young adults or whomever happen to be chosen to be on the panel. We may need to get written permission. Paula, do you have like if we do like videotape with a communitas form? Let's use that. Let's try to dig that out and use that.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you know what, if you could send it to me when you get a minute, maybe that's a good way for me to segue back with Biddy and Bose and just say, you know, just following up, sending you this form that we request you get completed by the individual who you'll be bringing with you because we'd like to videotape the panel. That could be helpful. Thank you, Jen. Good suggestion.
Marie,
Yes.
I just have some information. I thought maybe if you want me to, I can talk to Ian McDermott, who is at CAT. And what you probably will be needing is having a person with a mic, several mics, so they can walk around and get the questions from the people.
Well, I talked to Tom Banker today. Well, we communicated by email, and he's going to have, he said they don't have table mics. So they'll have 4 mics that the table will be able to use, and then 2 portable mics that will go around in the audience, but certainly WCAT can bring whatever they have. I suppose more is better than not enough.
Right. Now I can call him if you want me to, or.
Sure, you can call him. I'll put it in writing just so that there's no confusion, but certainly, yeah, use your contact if you know him and give him a
I
call.
know him because I was on the board for several years. WCAT.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so as I mentioned, I've got a draft already for the mayor of Melrose. Now at least I can tell him that we have Whole Foods, so I'll get that out. And the mayor of Linfield. It's difficult because it's hard to find emails for them in order to communicate with them on the website. It's just, you know, you click a link and then you put your message in there. And I really wanted to send something to them directly to their email, but I'm just not sure we're going to be able to do that. And I know, Paula, you've reached out to Wong, Lipper, Garabedian, and Lewis, and we have received some feedback, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Senator Lewis plans to be there. Representative Lippert-Garabedian said it was on her schedule. She wasn't sure if she was going to be able to make it, but that she would make a note. And Representative Wong, no response.
Okay,
And those town boards that I had put down that I would reach out to, I sent them all an email. I have not heard anything back except for one that didn't go through. I believe it was the planning board. And so I heard back from Erin at town hall, who said that she would make sure they were aware.
okay, so that's, okay. And then I still need to work on Stoneham, Reading, Saugus, so I'll just use the same draft that I've created for the others, so I've got to get those out. So Jen's got the library covered, the kiosks at the lake. Levon, you were gonna do Human Rights Commission?
All set.
Okay, thank you.
Marie,
Yes,
can I just, could you let Dan speak for a second?
sure. Now, I know that you and Dan reached out to the Veterans Office.
Hello, yes. I reached
Dan.
out to Dave Mangan, the VSO for Wakefield, and he's going to try to make it. He's a busy guy, but he's going to try
Yeah.
to make it. And I put an ad on at our meeting, but at the very end about Intelligent Lives, the date, and if anybody else wanted to go to it.
Okay, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, and I sent Boys and Girls Club, I sent Anthony Guadia something as well. I sent Post Academy. Just like I mentioned, the special ed PAC audit, and they've put it on their website. So I think unless, is there anybody else that people can think about? I sent it to the special ed director here in Wakefield as well. I just felt like it was something she should know about, and she did respond that, and I saw a confirmation that she is registered, so.
Has anybody reached out to Triangle?
Oh, no. I guess we should do, I mean, Triangle, there could be, you know, should we hit? There's a ton of them. There's American Training here in town. There's Communitas, which obviously Paula's got covered.
I know a couple of people at Triangle that probably are different from the folks you know, so I'll email them.
Yeah,
and
do you want to go ahead and do Triangle? That's go.
There, I know some people that are specifically in the violence prevention programming over there.
Okay,
So I'd say if you know people over there, send them, and I'll send them to the people that I know too.
okay,
And I'm also going to reach out. There are 5 people that are listed on the staff at the Independent Living Center that serves
yes, you had
Wakefield.
mentioned that,
I'll
yeah.
reach out to them. I'm also gonna just because they might live around here, reach out to the folks, some of the folks I know at Boston Center for Independent Living, because their catchment area kind of rubs against our catchment area, just in case they're available.
Okay. So it's Janice.
And there are a couple of people at Disabled Persons Protection Commission that work in the Northeast. I'm gonna email them as well. Is there a particular message, I saw several different messages come through. Is there a particular message you want us to use?
I'll send you what I've been using, like the one version, and just, you know, adapting it for the audio, for whoever it is I'm sending it to. So
I think, did you send that out to, you sent that out to us, right?
I did, but I'm happy to send you. Well,
I
I
have-
was very cautious about mentioning the panel specifically. I just said a panel, right? Because I wasn't,
Yeah.
I always wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know, at this point, I think I might just continue to do that until we get a confirmation from Biddy and Bose. I will let Mayor Brodeur know that, we've asked Biddy and Bose and that we do have Whole Foods confirmed. Maybe he has some influence and can, he's probably friendly with them. So maybe I'll let her know that I told them. Maybe that will spark her to respond too. Okay, so I'm just reading down. So we know about the name change. Jen communicated that. So in regard to the actual IT support. So as I said, Tom Bankert and I communicated. Paula, you saw the email, correct? So he
Yes.
certainly didn't seem excited about meeting us beforehand, but he said he would be there at 6 p.m. on the night of the event. You have all the cabling that he's talking
Yes.
about?
Yes.
Okay. So we're just gonna have to assume, maybe I'm just making this bigger production than what it really is. And we're gonna have to assume it's as simple as he says it appears to think it is, and he will easily walk you through it and plug them in. And so he will be there for the duration of the event. So we're going to have to pay him for that. So we received an invoice. It wasn't accurate, so they'll send me a new invoice. So it will be $25 an hour for 4 hours. So we're gonna owe them $100 to the school department. They're not charging us for the use of the space. And then we'll owe whatever Sardell Assigns comes back with, which was, the estimate was a couple of $100. So this will be.
Marie, do we have to pay for maintenance department services, the janitorial services for the night?
I cannot recall. Let me just see if I have.
I think that was included in the rental because we were considered part of the town. We weren't going to have to pay that. It was just the technical support, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm sort of recalling that too. I thought I had it all open here. Invoice Wakefield. Yeah, custodial. Yeah, she has 4 hours at $50 an hour. So that would be $200 for that, $200 for the banner. And then he's telling me it's another $100. So we're up to $500.
Are we having any little brochures printed with the people's name on it in their bio? I mean, we're asking for some kind of bio from them. What are we going to do with it?
I'd be happy to work on that if people get the information to me. But then I'm going to, if I have it by the 4th of April, I can mock something up and show it to folks so that we can review it and make sure it's okay.
All right, so I made the request of Biddy and Bose.
I have the names for Whole Foods, but I don't necessarily have bios.
And you know what, maybe that's just gonna complicate this. Just let, I mean, the kid, I'm saying kids, we don't know who they're bringing, but we let Jeff Gentry introduce himself, or we introduced him, or if he gives us a bio, we can just read it as part of his introduction. If we, because you're going to be doing the bookmarks, correct, Janice?
Yeah, they're all done. They're all ready.
Okay, so I don't want you to incur any more personal expense. So if
we can just do a piece of paper that we just a sheet of paper, nothing fancy, and have the names of whatever we decide to do. And if we decide we don't have enough for the agenda, basically an agenda and, you know, like a little program. So if we want to ditch it, we can ditch it. But if we want to try, we can see what we come up with. And if it doesn't even look like it's worth printing, we won't do it.
Okay.
I think Jen has her hand up.
Oh, sorry, Jen. Hello. You're on mute.
Thank you. I did a little poking around and I have the email addresses you need for Melrose and Linfield.
Oh, okay, great.
So their email, whoever it is you're trying to reach, is first initial last name. So similar to mine, like J McDonald, at City of Melrose, all one, .org, O-R-G.
Okay,
And Linfield is, again, first initial last name at, this is even more complicated than ours, town, T-O-W-N dot, Linfield dot, M-A dot, U-S.
okay. Got it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Paul Broder is P-B-R-O-D-E-U-R.
Yes. I had that. I just didn't have his email address. Okay. Back to my cheat sheet here. Okay. So we've reached out to the parties. We've got one confirmation. Let's talk a little bit more. We touched upon this last meeting as to how we want to, you know, how this is going to look. So I think we had decided that that I would do the introduction. I would introduce the disability, a little bit about, you know, who we are, our mission. So Marie. And then I was going to hand it off to Paula, who was going to do a little synopsis of the event, or of the film, I should say. We would go, so, and we can talk about this, we would go into then showing the film, and then we would probably need maybe a short break to set up the table or get the participants up on the stage. And then we would introduce Jeff Gentry. And do we want him to, we talked a little bit about him talking about the state of employment for people with disabilities and mass ways to support these individuals, tax advantages, benefits to the employer of hiring individuals with disabilities. Is that still what we want to do? And then introduce the panel?
I think that sounds good. I have not yet asked those questions. I was going to try to ask a couple of the questions that we were going to ask people on the panel kind of ahead of time. So we had talked about maybe having that on a like PowerPoint behind people. But I also wondered, I'm hopeful that Whole Foods and Biddy and Bose and maybe even Starbucks will come through for the panel, but I also wondered if we didn't want to have some like questions to facilitate a discussion, or have Jeff Gentry facilitate a discussion kind of about what people know or what they want to know about people with disabilities and employment. I don't know. I was just trying to think of like a pivot or a, like, what could we do if the panel doesn't work? I was just kind of thinking about it like a backup plan, and I didn't know if I don't know if a facilitated conversation makes sense. I don't even know if we need a backup plan.
Always a good idea to have a backup plan.
Yeah, I agree.
I completely agree with you, Paula.
So let's assume we have at least 2 panel members, even if we just have one employer. So we show the film, we have a break, we set up the stage with Jeff and whomever's going to be up there with him. We'll assume it's all 3, but if it's only one employer, then it's only one employer. And then, so then where do we go from there? Do we want to first, we talked a little bit about doing the icebreaker, which I included that in my Biddy and Bo's email to them. You know, that this was the icebreaker question we would ask to whoever the participant was. I write all that down. And then, I don't know, do you think Jeff should kick it off? Do you think we should? I think we should at least introduce him along with the panel.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And then, yeah, then where do we go from there is really my question.
I have a question, and I don't know if this is something that can be just added into to get people thinking. Not just people that have intellectual disabilities, but people who have other disabilities too, so that maybe that there's some kind of a, if Jeff could even, I don't know, if it sounds like he's pretty knowledgeable around all disabilities, to be able to somehow bring that in, that, you know, people that have vision loss, hearing loss, people that are actually have very high IQs but are on the spectrum, you know, people that have physical disabilities, you know, I mean, there's just a host of disabilities out there, and seeing that we do have a name of being disabilities, that if there's some way that Jeff can plant the seed that, you know, that we really need to be thinking about all disabilities, but this particular one, we've focused on because we had the film.
Okay,
I think that's a great idea.
yeah,
Being really inclusive and including mental health disabilities.
Yes. I should have had that one on the top, huh? Geez, I only work in it.
You were thinking broadly.
Yeah.
That's just assumed in your nature. It's just part of your daily.
okay, that's a really good point, Lorna. So maybe, Paula, we need to ask Jeff to, maybe that's where we start, then we introduce him and we let him, yeah, talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. And I think he could include that in his kind of like the state of employment for people with disabilities in Massachusetts, and kind of the benefits of having people of all abilities work different places, as well as the tax implications. So he's pretty open to doing whatever. He's happy. He's excited to be there. And I think as long as we just give him a couple of pointer, you know, a direction to go in, he's got the knowledge.
I can't remember if I sent this to you or not, because I just can't. But did I send the information about the COVID community impact survey? There's a it was a survey done by Department of Public Health during COVID, and they got about 36,000 people answered it. And we did a ton of outreach to reach people that are not usually reached, including our Office on Disabilities did a big outreach, and through Disabled Persons Protection Commission, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, they have all these reports they have run. I don't think any other state did this. They have all specialty area reports that they have run. They did one on violence and domestic violence, but they did one on disabilities. My coworkers that run the office did this really great report on disabilities, and they focused on, so what did we learn? Asking if the person had a disability, are you more likely to have been unemployed during COVID? So there's, anyway, if I didn't give it to you, I'll pass that information along to you, Paula, and you can pass it on to Jeff, because it's like brand new information. It's publicly available. It's on the DPH website, but it's a specific report that talks a lot about employment issues. I'll have to find it and send it to you.
Yeah, so that, yeah, this is starting to fall together, so that should be great. So he can talk about all of this information. Then we introduce the panel. We'll ask the questions as we indicated. Let's see, what did I say here? To the employee, why do you like working? What do you think is important about having a job? How has working improved your life? And then to the employer, what are the benefits of having this individual as an employee? What makes a good employer for people with disability? What makes a good employer for people with disabilities? Do you have to do anything differently to accommodate this individual? Are expectations the same for all your employees? And share an inspiring story. So that, I mean, that should cover a lot of the time we have left. And if we did have time left, then we could end with questions from the audience.
And we're gonna have somebody who's gonna kind of like facilitate the introduction of Jeff and the panel.
Volunteers? No, if not, that's fine. I'm good.
I don't mind doing it.
I'd be
I'm
happy to
not the
help.
not the greatest speaker in the world, but
I'd be happy to help with that. Point me in the
All right.
direction.
we'll have someone there.
All right, yeah, well, who's ever feels moved at the moment, I guess, can just jump in, but yeah, I just see it sort of just flowing, but we want to keep things moving, and we want to
Mhm.
sort of have a plan in place. Okay, is there anything else that anybody wants to mention? Did we, I think we have a plan, assuming that it all works. Assuming we get our panel, I think we'll be good. And otherwise, as Paula said, we'll just let Jeff take the ball and run with it.
Marie,
That's, hi, Lois, yes?
I just wanted to, before it went by the boards, I think we might, or you can, whatever, ask Bill and all about how many extra, I can't think of the word, make sure they have enough. I'll read my paper here.
Handicap parking, is that what you're
yes.
thinking? Okay, yes,
Yes.
and you know what? He and I talked today too, and I didn't
And
even,
it just didn't come out. I'm sorry.
nope, not a problem.
But make sure we have enough of them, because, that the area is kind of blocked off, maybe. So
Yes,
people,
we'll do
just,
it right at the front. We had talked about this a while back, and the other thing is the registration form asks individuals if they have any type of special accommodations that they might need. So, Jen, is that a field that you can print out separately for me so that I can, so that's really visible?
Yeah. Let me just, I pulled all this stuff right now. I can just see, no one who has RSVP'd yet has noted that they need an accommodation.
Okay,
That doesn't mean that someone won't, or someone who doesn't RSVP at all, but of the
Right.
folks who have.
so I mean, we should be able to accommodate everything. The entrance is handicapped accessible if you have a physical disability. I'm sure there are places on the ground level where people can sit on an end if you're in a wheelchair. So I know that, I don't know who the panel will be bringing, but there certainly is a ramp to get onto the stage if that's necessary. So I think we should be okay in that regard. It's just the parking.
If we print a program, I will make sure to also provide large print copies of the
Oh,
program.
good idea, yeah.
Can we designate that parking area that's closest to the school, you know, that indented parking area? Can we just kind of designate that whole area for handicap parking?
That area where you drive in, like the little drive around, I'm sure he
Yeah,
can. Yeah, I'm sure he,
Excuse me.
bless you.
Thank you.
I'll ask him.
Because that's got several parking spaces there, and I just thought maybe it would just be easier if it was all in one location, because that's closest to the
Yeah.
door too.
Yeah, when we end the meeting, I'll send him an email tonight just so that he has it. He's very responsive. Okay, so is there anything else that we may be missing? Okay, so I guess the I guess Paula and I need to continue to work to try to confirm Biddy and Bose and Starbucks. And we need to see if we can get little write-ups from the individuals that are coming. Otherwise, Janice, do you want to just draft a program for our next meeting just based on the discussion we've had right now of, you know, of how we see this going? What do you think the program, just an idea of what you think the program would look like?
Introduction, your name as the person that's going to be doing the introduction, any information that you think we should have, Paula, about the film itself, if there's anything other than the name of the film, length of the film, we can put that in there. And then the names of the panelists and Jeff, well, including as a panelist, if we're going to do questions and answers. So like, what's the flow of the evening? You know, audience questions. I don't know if there's enough to put into a program, but I think some people kind of like to know what are we doing tonight when they
Yes.
arrive.
I feel like that's a good accommodation too. It's a good kind of like modeling what we're talking about is,
Yep.
I think even if it is just one page and we don't have like detailed bios, I think then we don't have to worry about, at least for like the employees, we don't have to worry about any privacy breaches or anything like that. I did just send over the names for the Whole Foods people of both the team lead and the employee who are coming.
And we don't have any no Shaws, is that right?
No.
Okay.
Do we know if Bella got it out to the folks at the high school?
Oh, that's
I
a good
haven't heard
question.
much from Bella. I can, like I said, I sent it over to the special ed director. I'm trying to think, who else should we send it to? Should we send it to Bella and copy Lorna? Do you remember the woman who leads?
Dinga. That's
Oh,
all I
that's
can remember
right.
is her last name is Dingo. I can't remember her first name.
Catherine.
Okay.
Kathy?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No,
With the-
okay. I have an idea for the program. I think maybe we should put some thank yous in there, like thank you to Communitas for the video, and then to the, what is it, Whole Foods, and, you know, the
Biddy.
companies, and also I was wondering, Marie, if you know if Biddy and Bose does like a coffee setup, kind of like, you know, I was thinking like Dunkin' Donuts does those boxes of coffee. Like maybe if we ordered some coffee from them for the event, I don't know if that would entice them to come. I don't know. It's just a thought.
They just added that to their repertoire. They do the boxes of Joe's, or whatever Biddy and Bose is calling it now. So I just don't know that we can have food in the auditorium, and I don't, but you know, that brings up a good point.
I don't think so. Maureen.
No, we probably can't, but I'm just thinking.
Maybe out in the lobby. I think in the lobby I've seen stuff out there. I might be wrong though.
The problem with that is also having to have,
Yeah,
To
you know,
staff it, yeah.
well, staff, I wouldn't mind standing out there doing it, but I mean, it would have to be regular coffee, decaf coffee, there'd have to be sugar, there'd have to be cream, that
Yeah.
type of stuff.
Yeah, I think that bringing the food in complicates it, but I definitely agree with the thank yous, Levon. That's definitely a good point. All our names should be probably listed there, Janice, as members of the commission.
And the website.
Yeah,
and
you
the
can pull
QR
that up.
code. We're filling this up. We'll fill up a page. We can do, and if we get enough, we can do a little folding thing that has the logo on the outside and all. So I might have to get my daughter to do that again. I couldn't touch the logo, but she knew how to do all that. She said, oh, it's so easy. Like,
Yeah, I'm glad she's got that talent. Okay. Okay, so then, so on the April 4th meeting, that will be our last meeting before this event. So we will just shore up the invitations. Hopefully we've heard from our panelists and we can confirm that. Yeah, we'll just continue to provide updates. And I guess at this point, I'll let you know as soon as I hear from Biddy and Bose. And Polly, you do the same if you hear from, well, you've already heard, or if you hear from Starbucks, because Whole Foods is confirmed. And I guess at this point, just use your personal social media to just use the flyer and include, you know, whatever information you want to include to get the word out there. And yeah, I have, you know, I don't know how many people to expect, but we'll be there and the film will be there. So
I got a question.
sure.
we have others already signed up.
My question, what about the, something in the item?
Yes,
Something
did you see
alive?
there was a front page piece in the item
Right,
just the other day? And I was thinking we would do a write-up. We could do an article. Again, I'd like to be able to confirm who's coming to include that.
And That's a nice little piece that you can put in the invitation. We've already had a front page right up in the local paper, so
Good
we're
point.
hoping another article that includes your your business names will be front page of the Wakefield item following the event.
Before we end, Marie, can I just get the meeting minutes from last meeting approved? And
Oh,
also
sure.
Lois's financial report.
The same.
Thank you. No change. Our last meeting was the 7th, March 7th.
Oh. Good day.
Someone like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from March 7th?
I will. That was my birthday.
I was gonna say that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, yay.
Happy belated birthday, Lois.
Don't say.
And would someone second that, please?
I will.
Thank you, Levon. Okay, anybody have anything else?
So
Okay.
I'll get in touch with Susan Bowering.
Yes, give her a call and
I can just walk right by her place and say, hi there. Here I am. No, seriously, I'll talk to her and see if she can think of anybody else that might, be interested type thing.
sure, I'll send her an email and give her the details so that she in the flyer, like I've been doing everybody else, so that she could just take that after she talks to you and just easily forward it to others, so she has it handy.
Right. Now, did we get copies of the flyer?
It's an email. We got it. It's electronic version. We don't have any hard copies, but you could,
Okay,
could
'cause
you
I
have a
don't-
printer?
Yes, I do.
I don't know that we need, do you have some ideas as to where you would like to put it?
I don't know.
Okay, because I'm thinking
I
a
don't remember
lot of
getting-
people are getting it electronically. So I don't really know that we need hard copies, but if there were places that you felt you wanted to post it, you could just
What
print it
about
from the flyer.
Like the library? Or do they know?
Jen, did you, does the library have an electronic board? They do, don't they?
wanna
I
think
don't
they
know
do.
if they only have library programming on it. But I
Oh,
feel like
no.
when you walk in the Main Street entrance, there's some stuff. I don't know how they maintain what goes there and what doesn't, but I feel like I've seen some community stuff.
So Lois, would you want to do that? If I send you the flyer, you could go
Yeah.
down the library and just
Yeah,
talk
I
with
can
them how
do
they handle posting it.
I
Yeah.
just sent you the flyer, Lois, to your email.
Well, thank you.
Okay, there we go.
I will do that. I used to work there too.
There you go.
Share the
Reach
flyer.
out to all your
Share it.
contacts.
Share it on Facebook.
Yes, share it on Facebook.
I don't have Facebook, but my husband does.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, maybe Dan could post it in those Wakefield community sections.
Yeah, there's about 10 different groups, so you can.
Well, hit them all.
Some I don't belong to.
So the Wakefield patch also
Yeah.
emailed out today,
They
this
picked
morning.
it up today. I saw that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, so if no one has anything else,
Mm,
it's 8:02 and I will adjourn the meeting and we will see you all again in 2 weeks and let's stay in touch via email with any updates,
Next meeting.
so that we can, use the 4th to finalize any last minute loose ends, and then we will be good to go. I was also thinking we should probably grab some water, like a couple of, even if it's just for the folks that are on the panel. So I'll get that, just case of 2 of water.
Did you want to say something about that? Okay,
All set?
yep.
Okay, good night all, and we
Hey.
will see you
Thanks so
in 2
much,
weeks.
everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.